Welcome to Martial Arts Explorer, where we explore functional self-defense techniques as revealed in classical martial arts of all styles. I'm Scott Combs. A viewer from California sent us an email question that gives us an opportunity to go over some form interpretation basics. Michael Bruce writes, "Love the podcast, guys. The technique or advice is always good and fantastic presentation." We're glad you like it, Michael. He continues, "I had a question that came from watching episode 26. In the example, Sensei says that the technique can be performed on the outside or inside gate. The example worked on the premise that the attacker did not throw his chambered punch. Does the kata provide defense should the punch be thrown? Or is the technique effective at full speed that it is nothing to worry about?" Here's a look at the technique in question.
Rising counter, strike low, bring them across. It's quick, it's efficient, it's a nice little motion. What we're looking at, for the most part, is this hooking motion in the form. When I make this hooking motion, we're going to call that my thumb strike coming up. Now, the nice thing is this works to the inside also. If he pushes on the same side, all I'm going to do is step the other direction. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reach this up in here. Now, I could also just shorten this up and just change it straight to a punch into the body. That's going to work great. There's some great spots right on the inside of the upper chest, right in here. I can punch straight, or I can still work that same thumb knuckle strike coming up underneath this direction, follow my punch, and I still have the same takedown. Thanks, Adam.
This is a very good question, and the answer is yes and no. See, in classical martial thought, circumstances dictate your response to assault, not the kata. This means you have permission to employ not only the technique you derived from your form, but any other technique or techniques as necessary to help keep you safe. Let's assume you're fighting on the inside, and the attacker throws his punch. Kata provides the perfect response, something we call the chambered shuto. The front hand redirects the attacker's pushing or grabbing hand, the second hand sweeps up and captures. Now the first hand is free to strike a vital point. Or here. We typically fire a shuto directly into the bicep muscle of the punching arm. There are 3 locations we aim for. The top of the bicep, also called pericardium 2, the bottom of the bicep, pericardium 3, or the middle of the bicep, NUE 9. Hit any of these straight into the bone for greatest effect. You can also strike the head, which will often redirect the attacker's punch. Once the punch has been neutralized, you may resume the original technique or choose another technique that may suit the new situation better. Remember, nobody should try to force a technique in where it won't fit. The result of such a strategy is often disaster. We must take what the attacker gives us. Our responses must be fluid and without preconception. We use what the attacker gives us against him to create an opportunity for escape. Several of the laws of self-defense fit perfectly right here. Number 17, whatever technique you plan to use will be the wrong one. And number 22, no self-defense plan ever survives initial contact. Hope that helps, Michael. Thanks for your email. Last fall, we attended the Kyusho Jitsu Kenkyukai get-together in the Twin Cities. Master Pat Young, whose dojo, First Defense in Mounds View, Minnesota, hosted the event, went over some joint locking techniques. Here's one interpretation for a down counter.
Okay, next one, Crossdress Crab. Actually, let's go ahead and do the opposite side. This time I'm going to circle around here, and I'm just going to catch a little bit of small intestine 6 right here. Okay, I'm going to come up to here, I'm going to take this arm, and I'm going to hit right here. Now, you can use an elbow. I like to use the forearm if you have the right height. So from this position, I just drive down to here. Okay, now you can see, where's your follow-ups? I have a lot of options at this point. Or if you're Travis, good time to put somebody in cuffs. Okay, so again, come up, twist the wrist, pin it to your body. Come across, you're hitting triple warmer 12 on the back of the tricep. We talked about that point earlier. There's your technique. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's try it. Careful of the elbow.
Remember to use caution if you want to try this technique at home. You want to make it work, but you don't want to injure your friend. And we're not responsible for any injuries that may occur. A quick double tap from your partner means to let up pressure immediately. We want good video of you demonstrating a favorite technique. Contact us via email and we'll work out the details. The address is explorer@fullcirclemartialarts.org. For Martial Arts Explorer and Michael Kleinepeer, I'm Scott Combs.